It's On the Deck, and today we're at beautiful Harrisville State Park. We have a great shipwreck in store for you, and I'm on my way to go meet up with maritime archaeologist Phil Hartmeyer to talk about the John L. Shaw. So, let's go. Hey Phil, how's it going?
Doing well, Mike. How are you?
Pretty good. I mean, I can't complain. It is a beautiful day out here today, and it's a beautiful day to talk about the John L. Shaw.
Of course. One of the largest three-masted schooner shipwrecks that we have here in the sanctuary. It was built in 1885 by a famous Bay City shipbuilder named James Davidson. James Davidson was notorious around the lakes for building some of the biggest wooden hulls out there. He didn't believe in the age of iron or the age of steel. He built these behemoth wooden structures. Now the thing about wooden hulls, they hog, they sag, they twist and warp. Very difficult to keep large wooden hulls together and structurally sound.
The John L. Shaw was truly a mammoth schooner. Spanning 217 feet, the massive sailing vessel was a perfect fit for carrying cargo like coal throughout the Great Lakes. But every ship on the Great Lakes is still at the will of Mother Nature. So we're here at the Life Ring Station where, this symbolizes being able to save people out here on the waters as well as even in ships. Now, Phil, tell me a little bit about the John L. Shaw, because it didn't sink as we might all think it would, but it did come to an end out here in Lake Huron.
Just 6 miles southeast of here, actually, right off Harrisville. It's November 13th, 1894, the middle of a blinding snowstorm. These November storms come up really quickly, and Shaw actually wasn't under its own power. It was being towed by the steamer John F. Eddy. And as it was being towed, there was completely no visibility between the steamer and the Shaw. The line ended up getting taut, snapped, and the ship started to take on water, to the point where it became clear that John Shaw was going down.
The crew was eventually picked up by another steamer passing by. It was a miracle that no lives were lost on that chilly day. Oftentimes, steamers would tow 2 to 5 schooners throughout the Great Lakes with their cargo. The Shaw now sits 128 feet below the surface and 6 miles southeast of Harrisville State Park. This is a beautiful place. Obviously, we can't see the John L. Shaw, but you've seen the John L. Shaw through diving. What was your first and initial impressions when you saw the ship?
Well, I can tell you, the John Shaw is as big underwater as it is in historical images. 217 feet long. I mean, you can't beat it. And what's interesting about the shipwreck site, the forward third of it is split in half, but not like you would think. Normally they split, along fall lines, along break lines, points of tension. The forward third of the Shaw actually split from the bow to midships longitudinally. So you can sit there on the lake bottom at 130 feet and you can study from top to bottom the cross-section of this vessel, learning how James Davidson put together a 217-foot massive wooden 3-sticker. So amazing sight to explore. As you swim aft of that break, it becomes much more intact. The historical preservation element is much more there in terms of in its totality. Deck machinery, deck cleats, all sorts of loading equipment are present, and as you swim farther aft towards the stern falls off into the lake bed. So you've got a perfect blend of sort of filet-o ship in addition to really intact structures. So it's an incredible way to learn about some of the biggest wooden sailing vessels on the Great Lakes. The
anatomy of shipwrecks would be a great class, I think, to introduce to potential kids who are interested about learning about shipwrecks, and maybe you could be the teacher.
Absolutely, I'm in.
Another piece of history preserved beneath the waves of Lake Huron. I hope you'll join us next week on the deck.